We rolling.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yes, Joe and Jeremy podcast. For the first timers, this is a podcast where we talk about the three pillars of health: spiritual, physical, and mental. There's a strong undercurrent of discipleship tied into this. So we're here to make you become your best, not make you, give you an opportunity to become your best selves so that you can be the best possible disciple of Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's right.
That sound good? That's clear?
Hey, man, you got it.
Cool.
You got it. So welcome back. In the garage once again, man.
Yes.
We usually in the garage these days. We've moved around a little bit, but more recently we've been here in the garage. So
Right.
Fort Mill, we got a little bit of snow still on the ground, but glad to be here.
Oh, yeah. By the end of the day, it'll be gone.
Yeah, that's right. It's
Yeah,
not going to stay long.
It don't stick around long here at all.
You might notice we have an empty seat.
Just maybe. Just maybe you've seen that.
We suggested in the last episode we might have a guest. So if you watch the last one, this won't be a surprise to you.
That's right.
So, but yeah, we try to have some guests on, really transformation stories, people who have gone down this path of health, discipleship, just self-improvement. And so we talked about how we just hit 5 years of the Fast Way Out.
That's right.
So we have a really good friend. I would call him a brother from another mother. Yeah. I know I said that about Sammy. What's interesting is if you look back at old pictures of me and Sammy, if you just zoom out, you tend to see this guy in the pictures as well. So
Photo bombing.
That's right. So without further ado, we want to welcome Randy Gardner Jr.
That's it. That's
to
it.
the Joey and Jeremy.
And we're going to pipe in a whole lot of applause like we're in front of a live studio.
You said that last time.
Yeah.
You didn't pipe in.
Well, Chris did. So, hey, we're going to find a way to do it.
Welcome, man.
What's up, man?
Oh, man, it's so good to have you here.
I'm excited to be here, fellas. Good to be here with y'all, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You look good, man.
Thank you.
Like,
Thank you, man.
Like, major transformation.
Yeah. When's the last time you saw Randy?
I hadn't, gosh, maybe a homecoming.
What year?
But that would have had to been like a decade.
You hadn't been home like.
Was it? I haven't been at homecoming in a long time.
Yeah,
But it wasn't
like
back in the NBA days, was it? That wasn't the last time.
Man, you know what? Yeah, when you came here and we played basketball that time.
For the NBA weekend?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
How long ago was that?
A decade, easily.
Probably 10 years. We need to do better than that, bro.
Y'all got to do better.
Way
That
better.
was a long time, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So welcome, man.
Yeah.
Welcome
Thank
to the podcast. Welcome to the house.
Yes.
You're not new to the house. You've been here quite a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Let's kind of go back, man. So, where are you from, first of all? So just kind of tell us about yourself. Just
Well, my name Randy. I from I represent Beaufort, South Carolina. I come from that low country. No.
Yeah, I mean you went right back to it, man.
So I'm from Beaufort, South Carolina, in the Low Country.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar with it, it's an hour and 15 minutes south of Charleston, 45 minutes north of Savannah.
Yep.
If you've heard of Hilton Head Island, you've heard of Beaufort County. So.
Yes.
A lot of culture down there. I-95 corridor of shame, is that down in that area?
Well, let's just call it the Gullah Geechee corridor.
Okay, got it. Got it.
The corridor of shame is up like Clarendon.
Okay. A lot of
Denton.
history there. Good, man.
So
So
we went to Beaufort, downtown Beaufort. Like the full 2 blocks of downtown Beaufort.
Hey man, be respectful. It's a beautiful 2 blocks.
Hey, it was nice.
Okay.
Don't play
We
with
went down there for
Don't play with my
we
city.
went for the 4th of July, like, man, maybe 3 or 4 years ago or something like that. Dude, we had a blast.
In the waterfront.
Yeah, we went out to the waterfront where all the yachts are at and all
In
that
the
good
park
stuff.
and all that stuff.
It's
It was
some
nice.
they just redone the park at the time.
Yeah.
And it's some really nice restaurants down there, like the mom and pops joints. Like, if you don't get there at a certain time, you're not gonna find a seat.
Second oldest city in South Carolina.
Wow.
After Charleston.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
All right. So we met at USC. So
We did.
yeah.
We met through a friend actually.
All right.
And then became best friends.
Yeah.
Right?
Say more. So what do you remember about how we met, and then we'll talk about how maybe you and Joey met.
So we actually met because my sophomore year, your junior year, my roommate was your old roommate, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And so Daryl Hunter,
Hunter.
shout out Daryl. Daryl just moved out to Seattle with his family. So blessings to them and
Doing
that
some
they
big things.
get settled in nice and in a whole
That's
new
Joey's line, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whole new part of the country, whole new culture. So blessings to them.
Yeah.
Daryl and I were roommates, and Daryl and I are still friends to this day. And I met Jeremy through Daryl.
Yeah.
And over the course of time, I don't know. I guess our personalities just.
I don't know how it happened.
I don't know how it happened either, but.
Yeah, I didn't even like him.
Rapidly became one of my, not became, but is still one of my best and dearest friends on this planet. So
and I would say the same thing, man. Really close friends for years, man, for decades. Really spent a lot of time together. It's just been an incredible friendship. I remember when I don't know if it was maybe I was in grad school, because I'm a year ahead. We're the same age, but I got a year on you in school. Yeah. You graduated.
Not that I failed, but he graduated early.
He tripped. He didn't fall. No,
you graduated from high school a year early, right?
Something like that. Not about me. Okay. I remember when you graduated. I mean, we were hanging out daily, man.
Yeah.
At least every other day. You graduated and you went home to Buford, and it was like just a solemn, somber, like
it was like life had changed. it was never gonna be as we knew it, because that chapter, like, that was a definitive moment in our lives where we can say a chapter is finished.
Yeah, man.
And we go to a next chapter, and we have no idea how that new chapter is gonna look. Yeah. And it was just sad because we had spent a lot of. I mean, you were there too.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of good fun time together, man. We had a good time.
What you remember about Joey?
Joey was just always around. when we lived in South Quad.
That's right.
Somehow, so it was a suite.
Yeah.
4 roommates.
Yes.
2 of them were you guys' fraternity brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And so
you didn't pledge.
I didn't pledge. I am a civilian. But our room kind of became a de facto.
No, it was a hangout spot.
We didn't even ask. We did not ask.
All right, it just happened. But it was cool because we knew all you guys, and Joey at the time. I don't even think you were going to USC, were you?
Yeah.
Okay, you were. Okay.
Yeah, I lived off campus. I never.
That's what it was.
Campus.
You lived off campus.
Yep.
But Joy was always in the room. So just by virtue of constant proximity, we became good friends as well.
Because Pat and Daryl were my line brothers.
Yep.
So we all crossed in spring of 2002, and then, like you said, I mean, you guys were roommates. So I mean, just your spot became the party spot.
Yeah.
We came there. I still got pictures of when we had on like the working vest or whatever. We went to that party.
We went to work. Anyway, we was working.
Yeah, man. We had hard hats with lights on them.
Y'all had the hard.
It was crazy.
I had on the construction.
Yeah, it was crazy.
We got pictures.
But yeah, man, we got plenty of pictures.
Good time.
So yeah, man, that's when I met him, and I mean, yeah, we were over there all the time.
Yeah.
Like crazy. Like so it was class, and then I had a job at Food Lion.
Yep.
After work, I'd go to step practice, and then we came to y'all place.
Yep.
And it was like that. It seemed like Monday through Thursday.
Repeat.
Yeah.
So you can imagine when you graduate, just.
Yeah, it was completely different.
But we just had fun, man. Because like one time, and I'm sure you guys remember this, but our room was on the first floor, and it was right next to the sidewalk. And we took the speakers from our stereo and we put them in the window facing out of the sidewalk, and we had a microphone. And every time people would walk past, we would act like they were in a fashion show. So people would be like minding their own business. Like somebody would walk past with their parents, and we wouldn't even know them, but we'd be like, and here we have Jason walking with his parents wearing lovely khaki shorts with a Carolina polo. If you notice, he has Sperry's, but Dad, don't fear. Dad is also Carolina inspired. And it was just out of nowhere.
And you'd be like, everybody give it up for Jay, whatever the guy, he'd make up a name, and we would clap.
Everybody would clap.
It was so hilarious. The people, they were dying.
They were walking down the street.
And it was graduation, so it was all kind of people with their parents. Like, I remember we laughed so much about that. And then you moved.
Then I ruined it.
And then you ruined it.
Isn't that, you guys had the stoplight in that room, didn't you?
No, that was 318.
Okay.
That was a different. Daryl, if we ever have Daryl on, he can tell you how we stole a stoplight one night. So.
Wow. But we've come a long way.
Yeah. So, all right, let's fast forward, man. Let's talk about the fast way out.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about so around this time, 2019. Where were you in terms of your health? Why did you consider fasting? What do you remember about where you were at that point in time?
I think the interesting is sometimes people are unhealthy and they don't even realize how unhealthy they really are. and I kind of feel like that's where I was at the time. I mean, because you know, I used to be an avid CrossFitter, and when I and that was probably like in around 2016 or so.
Yeah.
And at that point in my life, I was as strong as I had ever been.
I remember you being super strong.
Yeah,
Like,
and I mean, I lived in high
records.
school playing football and all that stuff, but at that point, I was literally physically as strong as I had ever been, and kind of went through. I went through a divorce, and you know, just some life changes, and I wasn't working out that like I should have been, and just, you know, over the course of time, weight just kind of started putting itself on me. So, it wasn't nothing I was doing. Weight was jumping on me. So shortly after that, I ended up moving back down to South Carolina.
right.
Because
You moved away.
I moved. I was in Northern Virginia, the DMV. I was in the DC area. Just after a divorce, and moved back down to South Carolina because I had reconnected with my now wife. So moved back down to South Carolina in very, very close proximity to Jeremy. Rock Hill. Like 20 minutes?
Yeah.
20 minutes apart from each other. And that's when you started fasting. You started fasting probably while I was moving down here, right?
Probably, yeah.
And at that time, I started fasting because you were fasting and you were telling me about it, and I was seeing the transformation. And it started with us just having a conversation, and I think I said something like I wanted to lose 20 pounds by my birthday or something like that. And it was, my birthday is on Halloween.
I remember that.
And that was like on like October 1st, or maybe at the very end of September, and you were like, you could lose 20 pounds by your birthday.
I got something for you.
And I was like, are you serious? And you were like, yeah. And you said it with such confidence that I was like, all right,
Whatever you say.
What do I have to lose? Let's do it. And so that's how my fasting journey initially started.
And that was October, and that's right around the fast way out. It just happened to coincide, and I was like, we trying to get people in this group.
That's right.
And a lot of the group was your coworkers, and I said, I know Randy might be interested, Sam, you might be interested.
Was that 2019 or 2020?
2019.
October of 2019. Okay.
And I remember it was October 1st, and do you remember that first month, what you did that first month? To those 20, did you hit the 20 pounds, and then what did you do?
I did hit the 20 pounds. But I was very aggressive with my fasting during that period. Because we were using an app at the time to track our fasting.
That's right.
And it kind of became a little bit competitive. So if Riff, you don't want to be the first one to give in on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you can jump in there and see who's fasting at what times. That's right.
So it was really aggressive, more aggressive than I am now, and I think I still am pretty aggressive. But I was fasting at that time through the weekends, like 7 days a week. I was fasting, and it worked. And I could not deny the fact that it worked, right? Yes. And you know, sometimes when you lose weight, what a lot of people like to say, you know, if you lose 2-3 pounds, oh, that's water weight.
Is it?
As if that's not weight, count, right? It's still weight. But I lost 20 pounds in 31 days. I couldn't deny it, and I was like, okay, I probably should keep doing this. I should probably keep doing this, and I literally haven't stopped fasting since.
That's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
So how heavy were you at your heaviest?
When I started, I think that was my heaviest. I might have been heavier.
We don't ever really know.
Yeah, but at the start of the fast, I was 273 pounds.
273.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have sent me some scale pictures. What's the latest on the scale?
Well, this morning I was like 216.
Yeah.
Wow.
So let's just
That's almost
273.
Almost 60 pounds.
Yeah.
Almost
273, 216.
Yep.
I mean, that's incredible, man.
Yeah.
So if we can pipe in applause.
Thank you. Glory to God.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So 20 pounds 5 years ago is one thing. So, but here you are 5 years later. So when you first started, did you do like a 12 to 8? Like, what was the journey when you first started, and have you adjusted a little bit on the way? Like, what's that journey been like?
Yeah. So when so when I first started, I was aggressive. It was probably, I would sometimes do like a 22-2. Meaning fast for 22 hours and eat during a 2-hour window. And I was fasting, I was doing some sort of aggressive fast 7 days a week.
Man.
Right? And it worked, and obviously that's not sustainable, right? You can't keep fasting like that. So I kind of backed down over the course of time, stayed fasting, kind of did like a 18-6, but I kind of lost discipline in the eating window, right? Because I kind of felt like, oh, I fasted for 18 hours.
Yeah.
I'm gonna treat myself.
I deserve it.
Yeah, I deserve these biscuits. Yeah. I deserve these burgers. I deserve these buns. Yeah. Right? Biscuits, burgers, and buns. Right? And so I didn't necessarily start gaining weight, but I wasn't losing any weight.
It's plateauing out.
Yeah, I was totally plateauing out. But I was still. I never left the discipline or the practice of fasting. Right? And also, I went from like 7 days a week to like 4 or 5 days a week fasting. And during those 2 to 3 days when I wasn't fasting, I was biscuits, burgers, and buns. And so that went on for years. So, it's still, like I said, I started in 2019, and probably up until about, let's call it 8 months or so ago is when I kind of got serious with it again and started, okay, let me if I'm gonna do this, I need to do it to where it's gonna benefit me. Don't just be fasting to say you fasting.
Yes.
Fast for a purpose. And I got aggressive with it again, and it's a dual purpose, right? But from right now, just from the physical aspect, I went back to now like a 24. So now I go back to fasting 20 hours a day and eating for 4 hours, and I try to be conscious of what I'm eating within that 4-hour window, so that I don't unravel all the progress that I made. And one change I made as of January, as of this month, I think I might give up drinking alcohol. I don't know.
Just maybe. Just maybe.
I mean, like, or maybe just become like a really social drinker. Because
you hitting us with a lot, man. I want to ask some questions along.
Okay, all right.
Let's pause.
Okay.
You made a recent pivot. You mentioned about 8 months ago. Was there something that changed your? I mean, we've been doing this 5 years. Did something happen recently that made you refocus?
Physically, it was it started with my dog. I no, seriously, I walk my dog every morning, right?
Yeah.
And I got to a point where I was like, if I'm gonna walk the dog, I might as well run. And so I was like, and I did it because I wanted to get cardiovascular health. I wasn't trying to lose weight. I just wanted to. My grandma died from congestive heart failure, so I was like, I probably need to get a healthier heart.
That's right.
So I started just running with my dog, like a run walk, just going with my dog, just trying to be a little more active, and then, by virtue of doing anything, you get better at it.
That's right.
Man, that's,
right?
Yeah.
So now my run walk with my dog became more of less of a run, walk, and more of a run, walk, right? And then it became run. And now it's like, I don't even find myself really getting tired anymore when I run, but not winded.
Yes.
But my legs will get tired sometimes, right? Because you running works your legs a lot. And then also, like, if you're doing squats or anything else on top of that, that's a lot of workout. But it just kind of got better at it. And as I got better at it, weight started coming off. And as weight started coming off, it started motivating me to keep doing it.
That's good stuff.
And now 50-something pounds later, I don't even know what my goal is.